everybody, and welcome into another Steve Henry Show. Thank you, everybody. Was that fun or what? I was running a little late. Yeah, it's hot out. We're doing pizza, shrimp cocktail, and running through that waiting room. It's getting pretty crowded in there. We're going to have to bust open a wall and break some room because that thing is getting awfully crowded. But you know what? If you are in that waiting room, and I didn't get to say hello to you, I apologize. I tried to get there without some glasses on and scan through. I might have misspelled somebody's name, but try to acknowledge everybody. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being in that waiting room. That is going to pay big dividends here at the new Steve Henry Show for you. And it's just a cool thing. You can get there at 5 to 4. I don't care. As long as you're there before 4 o'clock, you are acknowledged in a lot of ways. One, the big spin right over here. That's right, the big spin. Your name goes in the big spin if you're early. Your name goes in the big spin if you make a comment on the Wednesday or the midweek video. So some of you are in there twice right now. And when that spinner disappears for a little while, it's quite possible some of you are going to be in there 3 times. That's 3x if you know what I mean. So the chances of winning some money today and having a good time are pretty good if you accomplished all 3 of those. How do you accomplish the last one? Well, at 4 o'clock, if you made it at 4 o'clock and you didn't do the midweek video and make a comment, that's okay. We still love you. It's just, you're not going to get a 3x. You'll maybe a 1x, but that's okay. What are we doing today? Well, if you're new to the show, I gotta do that. Let's rewind that. If you are new to the show, this is a cooking show, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes long. We give away a Jeep Patriot every 10 weeks. We've given away, I think, 7 or 8 now. We're on our 9th one coming up next week. That's right. Next week is the last Jeep giveaway on the show. Now, what are we going to do instead? Well, I'm going to do some cool stuff. I'm going to be giving away a lot of money, basically. I'm going to take that money and allocate it elsewhere because instead of one big person winning a big Jeep, maybe 20 people or 50 people can win some money. A couple $100 here might go a little ways in this wonderful economy that we find ourselves in right now. Myself, present company included. Man, it's rough out there. God, it's so rough. Besides 100-degree heat, in the middle of summer, it's rough. No matter if you're pumping gas, getting groceries, picking up your kids, dropping your kids off, whatever you're doing, it's just plain rough. And I get that. And so this is your show. If you're new to the show, this is your show. It's not my show. It comes from God. He does create all of this stuff through me. I just deliver it. I'm just the messenger here, the mailman, if you will. I send out checks on Monday and Tuesday, sometimes, a little late on Wednesday. If you haven't gotten your check from last week, it should be any day now. I think it's like 12 of them I wrote out. Yeah, it's 1, 2, that's 12. A dozen checks went out last week. And that's good. That's a cool thing because, again, this is your show. It's not mine. What I mean by that is all the proceeds, which there haven't been any yet, but when the proceeds come and we are in the Black Sea swimming in green bills, it's all going back to you. I don't need it per se. I'm going to pay the bills to the show and then the rest of it's going back to you. Now, we haven't done that yet, and I keep reminding you, imagine when we get to that point. So we're still in red and deep in red, I might add, but we are still doing what we can right now. But eventually, it's going to get a lot better, and I promise you that it will. How do we get better? Well, we do this thing called YouTube. Yeah, it is what it is. Street Kia, if you're watching, we know how we feel about that situation. But the more videos that are played, the more commercials that are aired, generates this thing called revenue. The more revenue we get, we pay the bills with it. What's left over goes back to you. And I mean that. It's all going to go back to you. So we do it in spins, we do it in all kinds of sort of ways. I got another way. I want to know, here's $100. First $100 that's going to go out the door today is not the spin. It's going to be, I want to know whose birthday is next in the calendar year. All right, and we're going to have to prove it by a license, because everyone's going to be watching to make sure that we don't have any beater cheaters. I know we don't anyways, but just to authenticate the birthday. Whose birthday is next? This is the, 11th of June? So the 12th of June forward, whose birthday is next? The first person who is next is going to be a $100 winner. It's that simple. So just say, hey, my birthday's tomorrow. Bingo! You probably got yourself $100. And it's the first person who does that, in fact, and it was in that position of prominence of calendar correct June 12th forward. So we'll do that. That's a quick $100. We're going to go to the spinner. That spinner, yes. Again, one more time. If you commented on the midweek video and just said, hey, Steve, great show Saturday, or hey, Steve, you're looking tough, bro. Whatever. Just a comment will do. And that gets your name in there once. Second time, if you're in that, what we call the waiting room, if you're to the show, logged into YouTube at the new Steve Henry Show prior to 4 o'clock, then you get in there twice. And if after 4 o'clock you're not, you're there and you say, hey, Steve, I'm here, 3 times. So that's what 3x is. This is 1x right now. This is a spin, baby, and we're going to spin and spin and spin. Now, there are a lot of people who win on this show and win a lot. This is the luck of the draw, loved ones. There is no hanky-panky, sticky-nicky, you know, that kind of stuff going on in the room next door, I assure you. It's just what we call the luck of the draw. So we reach in here, we grab out a few names here, and this will be worth $100. These are the early birds. The early birds, it pays to be early. Now, I can't say I may do all of these, but we're going to have some fun rolling this out. The first $100 winner for commenting on Wednesday and being in the, oh my God, this is great. You know, and you're watching, Dan, this is amazing. This is God working. This gentleman bought a car from me about 2 hours ago. Say hello to Jetson Cleaning. That's Dan Hughes, ladies and gentlemen. Dan, can you believe it? Only God could pull that off. Yes, sir, Bobtail Cat. That's Dan from, I'll call it Borderline Rio Rancho, Albuquerque. Good to see you, sir, and I'm glad you're watching. Now, it does pay to listen, right, and tune in. We just did this probably an hour ago. When somebody buys a car here, I'm usually pretty aggressive, and hey, can I use your phone for a moment? My wife tells me, Steve, that's like walking into my bathroom with me sitting on the toilet. You don't do that. Well, I'm a salesman. I've been a salesman for years, and so I'm okay with, hey, can I borrow your phone, or can I use your phone? I want to get you on my show. What show? Well, this show that we do on Saturday. Well, it does pay to give me your phone, and I know a few of you leave your phone in your car when you come to make your car payment because you know me, but hey, it pays. I'm telling you right here, this gentleman can attest to that, Mr. Dan Hughes. All right, see, further ado, let's keep going, baby. Laura Jones from the lovely state of Arizona. She is a dear friend. We go way back. Some of you know that story. She entertained my mom in a very nice adult living facility. This is where you put your loved one. I love my mom. Give her a bath? Not so much, but I love her to death, right? So you put her in a nice place, and they have every table has about 6 or 8 guests, okay, or residents as they call them. And so it's a clique. It's worse than high school. If you sit down there for the first time and you're from Tennessee, you could be out on your keister, literally. It's a clique. So this woman was so kind to my mother. She welcomed her in, and those two actually ended up running the table. Laura Jones, I love you for that. I'll never forget you for being kind to my mother in that facility. And it could be ruthless. Like I said, I've seen people with one person sitting at a table by themselves, and that's not good. You're 85 years old. This is the last step on the stone. Not good. But this young lady did wonders. The next $100 winner, because you're early. Oh wow, this is really cool too. A customer of mine for a long time. It pays to be a customer here at the Exodus Auto Sales. Shawina Jones, you are another $100 winner. And I'm going to stop there because you know why? I've got a lot more to give out today. So brace yourself. Don't go away. Shawina Jones, Dan Hughes, and you're not knocking stuff over here. I think I'd be really careful of that shrimp cocktail. That thing is on like, we're talking shoestrings there. And the third one was Laura Jones. So those 3 are the $100 recipients. Yes, you can make sure that these names all go back in that spin because that will be given back to me in a little while, about 4:20. And what you got to do now is just make a comment that says, Steve, I'm here, present and accounted for. It has to post 4 p.m. All right, this is a cooking show, for crying out loud. Let's get underway. We're going to light some burners, and I promised you this is Father's Day 1. We have Father's Day 2 and Father's Day 1. Father's Day 1 and Father's Day 2 is a comprisal of items that I've asked. Survey says top 3 answers are on the board. What does Dad want on Father's Day? What does he want to eat? He's a picky guy, but you know he's an easygoing guy too. Well, we came up with 7 items. You saw them there on the screen there, down there on the board. Basically, it's the pieces, the wings, the steaks, you know, the simple stuff. Well, today we're going to do homemade pizza, and we're going to do a shrimp cocktail. Those are 2 of Dad's favorites. And if you could pull this off in an ensemble such as this presentation, let me tell you, you're going to have Dad doing everything that you want down on the house. You know, you got that list, ladies, what I'm talking about. It's Sunday. Yeah, we'll get to it when Sunday comes. Oh, is it Sunday? Oh, gosh darn. Well, you know what? Today is that one day I got that thing planned. That's not going to happen. You present Dad, or if there's not a dad, the male of the house, something along these lines. After you see this today, he's going to be doing that list. It's called the honey-do list. Well, throw that thing out the door. Now, I'm going to be very careful and spin this around. This is the ensemble. This is the carousel. And what we have here today is homemade pizza with shrimp cocktail. And this, of course, is in your watermelon boat, if you will, or your watermelon plate. And I'm a little bit more careful. Usually I spin this around about 40 miles an hour, but not going to happen today, that shrimp cocktail. Watered out. How about a hollowed out watermelon with a little shredded lettuce and your chopped shrimp, your smaller shrimp. These are Gulf shrimp. These are your 8 to 12s. And let me tell you, those are amazing. This pizza that we're doing here, This is all this is pan pizza. You know, you walk into a store or a pizza parlor and it's literally cooking on some kind of a rock or a stone. Well, that's all this is. This is a cast iron skillet. The dough, well, the dough is pretty easy. You can get any kind of pizza dough. I make my own. It's a sourdough rendition. Beautiful sourdough. Basically, all you want to do is just keep that bad boy brown with a little olive oil in a skillet and let it brown. Let it do its thing. It's going to crusty up real nicely. You don't have to get fancy. People think that, you know, making a pizza is, oh my God, that's why we got to go out. Well, no. You have a taste of this pizza. I promise you, you will never go out again. We're not doing the newbie spin this week. We'll do it again next week. The newbie spin is if you are new to the show and this is like your first or second or third time, you go into a spin. It's exclusive. It's only about 40 people. We had a winner last week. That was kind of cool. And I pronounced that name wrong. Com3, I believe it was. I said corn. Yeah, you'll get to know me. New people, you will get to know me, and names don't jive too well. We have a problem. But anyways, what we're doing here is just basically browning this crust. And we put a little olive oil down with our crust, and we roll our crust out. And yeah, I can't do that on 7-foot ceilings, but one day I'll show you how easy it is to roll your crust out. Now, what does make a good pizza? Well, everyone knows what makes a good pizza is sauce, and that is what we are going to accomplish now. I'm going to show you how to make a sauce. Now, the sauce to a pizza, a lot of people think, well, I got to heat this up and reduce that down and make a nice, pasty, thick sauce. It's got to be cooked. It does not. In fact, you don't cook pizza sauce. Pizza sauce is in the raw. Raw. You do not put any temperature to the pizza sauce itself. The pizza bread and the heat of the rock will do that for you, and that sauce will permeate into your dough and give you an amazing flavor. All right, this camera is going to be kind of tough to see, but what we're doing, we're using some of the finest tomatoes to make this sauce, and it's basically Roma tomato, a good Roma tomato, and we put those in there already a little bit. We're going to put some fresh herbs. This is nothing more than a little basil. We're going to put some pesto in there. Got to have pesto. Just got to have a bit. It's already been pre-salted. We did put some salt in there. We're putting some tremendous amount of pesto in there. This is a garlic, just basically a garlic reduction with a little bit of olive oil and spring water. Okay, got to have a little bit of that. Tomato paste, got to have a little tomato paste in there. So we're going to add some tomato paste, just like toothpaste, only tomato, and voila. Okay, so now that is basically your sauce. So again, you've got your salt, you've got your garlic, your pesto, your herbs. Speaking of herbs, I had a whole wad of herbs here. Here they are right here. Let's just go ahead and put some more of those in there. These are fresh, and I'll take those stems out. These are just basically oregano and a little thyme and a little basil. But yeah, you can just put some fresh herbs in there. Those are always cool to put in there. And you get your little Hobarter, or they call it a chopper. You can call it anything you want, really. And then tighten that down, and we're going to whip that up. And again, this is cold, okay? So nothing more than cold sauce is going to go into our, we already have kind of a pre-made one. I made one earlier. The staff here loves pizza, so we make some fresh pizza. So you've got that very simple dough, right? Very, very simple. Very simple dough, nothing to it at all. And we're just going to pour that sauce into like that. Ooh, look at that. Now that, loved ones, we'll just get this out of the way here. That is a beautiful tomato sauce. Now this is cold, pureed, and again, you see the oil glaze on there and the herbs floating in there. That's going to go right on top of here. I'm going to just show you how easy this is, and when it comes out, they say, well, it's got to be oven. Steve, you need an oven. You do not, repeat, do not need an oven. All right, so that is our beautiful sauce. Now we're going to cheese this. We have a very low moisture mozzarella. Why low moisture? Because it's extremely soft. Very easy to melt. As a matter of fact, it's extremely soft. It's almost like a cheese stick, if you will, a mozzarella stick, but you would, it's so soft. It's actually a little too soft. You can just see that just break apart, and it's very hot in here too. This does not help matters whatsoever. But so we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to show you basically how to do this, how quick this is, and this is on the fly. This is very much on the fly. If you did have an oven, you would do that obviously with an oven, but we don't have an oven. We got a Mr. Flamethrower. That's who we have. So basically what we're going to do is just put a little heat to some of that cheese right now and that sauce. We've got the right side of the crust up. The pizzeria. You, I promise, will never, ever want to have pizza out again. Now, again, what's happened here is this room is extremely hot, and this cheese has taken on its own dynamics here, so it's going to be very hard I'm going to basically put it into pieces here and shred. It's going to be kind of a messy little thing, but we're going to put more cheese and then we'll put our toppings on there. But that's what's happened here. You got to make sure this cheese should come out of the fridge ice cold, almost from the freezer when you go to put it on there, because you want that low moisture to be ice cold like a rock when it hits that pizza. And of course, the pizza is not complimentary perfect without your toppings on here. You could put anything on there. Of course, we're just going to put the pepperoni, and you chop your pepperoni. You don't slice it. I hate pulling out a piece of pepperoni and taking about half the pizza with you. That's annoying as all get out. I don't like to do that. So I chop up my pizza pepperoni, and so here we go one more time. La-da-dee. And maybe some of you may not have a burner like this at home, but that's okay. And we're just going to get everything acquainted here, like so. Now, we would put some extra cheese down on that just to show you how easy that is with extra cheese. Extra cheese is awesome. You want to do that if you can. I'm not going to do it right now because it's just going to be too difficult. But what I am going to do is remove this pizza very carefully over to our pizza board. And that, loved ones, is an amazing pizza pie right there. It's got your homemade crust, your sauce, your cheese layered with your pepperoni, mushrooms, olives, whatever you want to throw in there. That should cool for about, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Let that cheese set just a tad, and then we'll slice that in 4s. The next item that we're going to make and prepare is going to be our shrimp cocktail. And our shrimp cocktail, loved ones, is an awesome rendition of nothing more than poached prawns. How do you poach the prawns? Well, those are simple too. We do that in less than a couple minutes. We fire up these burners. These are all portable burners from Coleman. And we have a poaching solution, a little spring water, some pickling spice, and a little lemon. And if you're bold enough, you can put a little Chardonnay in there. For those of you from RA, I totally respect that, and absolutely do not put Chardonnay in your poached water if you are accomplishing one of the greatest goals of your life. And I applaud every single one of you if you are in that position, whether it's a week, 6 months, 3 years, LT's group, it's just an amazing group. They've all participated in this. So what we're doing now is we're going to go ahead and poach the prawns and finish this. So you've got your pizza. You see your pizza. You would serve that on a linear, you see the tortilla shell. This is literally a tortilla platter coming up, erecting out of a piece of watermelon and resting on itself, where we put a piece of pizza there, along with our shrimp cocktail. Now, our shrimp cocktail, these prawns are 8/12s, which means there are 8 to 12 to a pound. They're actually very, very sizable. I'm going to show you what they look like right here. Those are beautiful prawns. I'm just going to show you how quickly these are to be cooked and prepared and put into an ice bucket and immediately shocked when they come out. So we're waiting for a little water to boil. If you don't have your name in the spin, you've missed out. It is 4:20. We are now going to be waiting for that spinner to arrive, and we're going to give away some money that way. The birthday, do we know who won the birthday? Whose birthday is next out of our wonderful community? Do we know?
Krista Martin.
Krista Martin. When's Krista's birthday?
June 20th.
Ooh, does anybody have a birthday prior to June 20th? If not, Krista is the winner and receives $100. That'd be a nice little gift. That water is almost to a boil. You want that water almost to a boil. The shrimp are only going to swim in that water for about 3 minutes and go right into a shock tank of ice water. That is where they will form this rigor mortis type of figure, and once they do, they'll be cleaned and chilled, and then they'll be put back onto a shrimp cocktail. Now, you've got your sauces. Well, where's our sauce? We got to have cocktail sauce. Well, you've got your cocktail sauce and your stuffed lemon right there. They would literally just take one of these prawns right off the old kagbuba there, put that in there and dip that. I'd love to put that in my mouth right now, but that would not be polite here at the new Steve Henry Show, but we'll leave that right there. And then for the pizza, yes, you've got to have ranch dressing, and the ranch dressing is hidden in a stuffed lemon compote right there, and that is how that is going to assemble. But you would fix this. Is this for one person? Yeah, it is. You would literally do that for one person, and you know the actual cost is very minimal. But you put this in front of someone at your party, and you display the pizza like this, and you slice it into individuals, and you hand it out that way. I guarantee you, Dad will be doing anything that you want Dad to do. And so don't try that at home, Fawn, because it's not going to work in my house, because I am the guy. I am the dude, baby. All right, so these prawns are in the water. We're going to flip them once, twice, 3 times, count to about maybe 40, 45, and then we're going to pull them out. Here comes that spinner. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony DeMello, ladies and gentlemen. right out of San Quentin, or wherever you've been from. You're a good guy. We love you, brother. San Quentin. Did we check his credentials at the door when we hired that guy? He does seem a little shaky, if you want my honest opinion, but that's okay. He's got keys to the place, so we must love him and trust him. All right, actually, that's Tori's dad. Remember, you guys all remember Tori. Tori is still with us. He does some security for us. Okay, so we got that lemon, that Chardonnay, and that pickling spice all getting together nicely. Anybody want to cut the pizza? Oh, my God. So I went and bought this pizza knife. Is this thing any good? I've never even used this thing. I usually just use a knife. I'm an old school guy. There goes a sign. See? Oh, yeah, look at that. That is an amazing pizza. Oh, my gosh. Oh, the prawns. Now, do not overcook your prawns. Like I said, once that comes to a boil, it's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen, loved ones. Okay, so those must now go into a shock treatment. I think you ladies know what that means, shock treatment. And I just want to show you when they come out what they're going to look like. This gives them that curl, okay? Maybe that's what the shock treatment is for a lady's curl hair. I'm not sure how that works, but anyways, I'm just going to show you the curl effect. How do you get that curl effect? Well, you get the curl effect by shocking these bad boys as they emerge from their swimming pool. And I'll just put these like so, and you can see they're already chilled. It didn't take very long. You could actually leave them in a little longer, but time constraints. And so you have, I'll put this together so everyone can see the shrimp cocktail. And again, let me tell you something about these shrimp cocktails. When you put that raw prawn, that cooked prawn into your mouth after it comes out of that seasoning, you may not even want cocktail sauce. A lot of people say, I gotta have that cocktail sauce. Well, let me tell you something. The flavor on that shrimp from the pickling spice and the spring water and the lemon and the white wine Chardonnay, it is, you can just, the aroma is just incredible. It doesn't even smell like a shrimp. But that alone is a wonderful piece of shrimp. Of course, again, just bringing your attention to where the cocktail sauce is and just the whole thing. I was going to put a bee in there. You can make a bee out of an olive. All right, we are going to spin again for some money. Now, how much money? Well, I am going to probably scale back, but I want to give out more. Does that make any sense? So if I reached in here after a spin and did something like this. So a cooking show, a giving show. And don't forget, one more time, I want to mention that Jeep next Saturday. We have a 2012 Jeep Patriot that we're going to be giving away. It looks identical to the one that we gave Lisa. There's only like 7 colors of these Jeeps. Red, orange, blue, black. And a lot of people have won several reds. We've given like 3 reds, 3 blues away. This is an orange one. I feel a kind of a long distance trip is in order. So I'm not thinking Albuquerque. I'm not thinking Arizona. You never know what we're really thinking, but bottom line is I'm thinking a road trip. We haven't had an actual road trip where we go overnight and we have a great time when we do it. We shoot a video of the winners. We meet their family. I hope it's you. How would you get to know if it's me or not? Well, you go to the new Steve Henry Show and you put your contact information in there, name, address, and so on. If you haven't done that already, then you need to do that. If you've done it, then you're cool. You're going to be fine. A subscriber also helps. And throwing some comments out there. We need to know who you are every once in a while. One time, somebody just won it. They stepped into Dell Maverick's house for a little gig there and was around for a couple weeks and then gone. I can't even begin to pronounce his first name, but you know, it's the luck of the draw, but it does pay to be around. All right, so we're going to the spinner. What's this? Oh my God, there are so many names in this spinner. There's been people that have fallen out. I'm just literally going to grab a handful here. I want a lot of people to win, and that's just the name of the game here. But again, I want to call your attention to Dad's favorites. These are 7 of Dad's hand-picked favorites, and they are the shrimp cocktail and they are the pan or homemade pan pizza. How easy was it to make this pizza? It was so easy, loved ones. And let me show you how tasty and how fresh that is when you bite into that from that fresh sauce with the herbs and the flavors of what you put on there. You will never, ever want to go and eat pizza anywhere else again. I promise you that. And this is, I'll be honest with you, I cheated. It is a store-bought pizza crust, but just keep flipping it over in olive oil. And you know, you do your yeast thing, you let it rise, you get your cornmeal and flour, and you roll it out, or if you're good enough, you can spin it out. But bottom line, you know, put the circumference of your skillet together with your olive oil, and then just keep flipping it. It took me, I don't know, 15 minutes, about 3 minutes on each side. Got it nice and crusty, and then just put your stuff on there. And normally, I'd put a lid on there, and I'd steam it a little bit. But you know, time constraints. But again, for time, look at that, a 3-minute pizza, and it's not frozen. Amazing. All right, so I want to give some money away. The Jeep Patriot, again, next Saturday, don't miss it. That's going to be our last one. It's going to be a good send-off. It's going to be fun. We're going to give away our last Jeep. It's a nice Jeep. I've been driving it around. Actually, Tony DeMello, the inmate that you saw run through here, he's actually been driving that for the last 2 weeks, too. So, all right, Angela Baker, you've won before. I am going to make these $50, but I'm going to do a few of them. I'm going to do it until I get tired. Angela Baker has won a $50 bill. Yay, Angela! Woohoo! Angela Baker. Oh, this is cool. This person has never won before. I've seen you a few times in the comment section, and I always, anybody can attest, I respond to everybody, okay? And not one person gets left unsaid, whether it be in the midweek or the live after. And by the way, if you missed the live and you're getting here late and you want to see the whole thing, we do a post show of the live show. It's an actual show of the live show. You can't participate in the winnings, but you can see the whole show and its full content. I know, we're running out of time. EMC _ STET, I'm not sure if that's C or Z, but you're fantastic. I see you comment constantly. You never have missed a beat, and I am glad you have won your first $50 check. That's very cool. And I know $50 isn't very much. One day, loved ones, I hope this is going to be like 1,000. Wouldn't that be freaking cool? I mean, maybe cutting out checks for $1,000. Marcia Costa, very good. There's another one that we love, and we see in the comment section quite often, and we love you very much. She's in there twice. I don't know how somebody can win twice, but that's kind of cool. I've never done that before. All right, and let's just keep going. GT Rivers, another newbie. Yay! Let's bring on the newbies. Let's go, another $50. Let's just keep going. So I need a chair and a cold beer, please, and I can sit here until 7 o'clock tonight and keep going. Mike Curtin. I don't think I've ever seen Mike Curtin either. You've won yourself $50. Mike Curtin, ladies and gentlemen, loved ones. Yes, Mike Curtin. I was only kidding. I was only kidding. One day, I want to be able to say that, you guys. Bring me the chair and a cold drink. I want to stay here for another hour just giving this away. Sarah McCart, McCourt, I believe. You know me with names, I'm sorry, but is a $50 winner. And let's go, another one here. These guys are just all going to get 50. Joe Zaney from Mountaineer. Boy, you're always a winner. I don't know. You've won a couple times, too. That's awesome. And I'll do one more here. One more. This is a long one, boy. Oh, wow, very cool. Well, we got your code name, if you will, or your YouTube name, a seed. Yes, Ethan, you have won yourself $50, and that is very cool too, because you are always in the comments. All right, that is all for today as far as the giveaways go. I just want to say thank you for watching this show. I want that chair. I want to quit my job. I want a cold drink. I want to stay here till 7 o'clock, spinning this spinner, giving you what we call the dividends of this show back to you. One day, hopefully, that's going to be possible. Emily, I see Rick77 blew by here. He's not working today. That's very cool. Good to see you, Stacy, your whole family. I can just see Mac. Hi, Mac. Del Mavericks here. Marissa, Mike Fox. Mike Fox Ministries. I want to know more about that. Arnaldo, you guys are there. Stephanie, what'd you do with Stephanie? You didn't kill her or anything. She hasn't been on this show in about 6 months. I don't know what she's done. I know she had a baby, but come on. Where's Stephanie? Explorer family, Angie, you guys have been awesome. You won last week. That was awesome. Jamie Rose, Marissa, Nicole. Oh, there's my good friend Randy. Hello, Randy. Heather Potter, Patricia Rice. You know how I feel about you. Francis Rail. Oh, good to see you, Francis. Francis, you're amazing, by the way. I said that just in a comment. I want to make that public. I am so proud of you, Francis, for what you've done and where you've come from and what you're doing. You are an amazing woman. You beat it and you did it on your own. I'm very proud of you for that. That's amazing. David Leon, hello. John Peralta, Brenda, hello. Xavier, Dylan. Dylan Steele's here. Good. Dylan, you're a hard-working kid. I'm glad we had a little bit to do with your success. You won a Jeep. I think it was Jeep number 3. You're from Tennessee, and you've got a job promotion. You're doing great, bro. For your age, I'm so proud of you. Nicole, it's always good to see Nicole. Nicole's been here since day one. Becky McCormick's here today. That's good. Her husband, Mark. Now, don't get any ideas, Becky and Mark. I'll tell you what, Becky, fix him something like this. You want some stuff done around the house? Let me tell you. But he's already good about that. He's very good about that. My gosh, Stacy, Zebulon, David, Dylan. I can go on forever. You guys, I love you. And this is where I want to live. I want to live here. I don't want to live out there in that car world. Let's make it happen together. I love you. Look forward to next week. We give a Jeep away, and it's going to be Dad Part 2. I'm just going to say one of the things are going to be chicken wings, but chicken wings like you've never seen them done before or presented. Look at this shrimp cocktail and pizza presentation. Isn't this cool? Loved ones, it has been my pleasure to come into your household, your car, wherever you are. Each week, it makes my week. I love you all. I'll look forward to seeing you next week on the new Steve Henry Show. Look for that midweek video. It'll be out on Wednesday. See you then. Love you. Bye-bye. Oh, my.